Welcome into the Bigger the Pill podcast. Y'all already know the saying, man. The bigger the headache, the bigger the pill. And you the pill, baby. That's anything you got going on in your life. Make sure y'all like, comment, and share. That's the only way the channel gonna grow is if y'all grow with me, I grow with you, and we grow together. To my live audience, I do have stars now. Feel free to send the stars. If not, I just appreciate y'all being here with me anyway. Excuse my attire, man. I'm coming to y'all on my lunch break, you know what I mean? And it ain't gonna be no long show today, man. What we witnessed last night was utter domination from the Indiana Pacers. At one point in time during this game, they was up 30 points going into the fourth. Ain't really too much to discuss about it. It was a couple stats that I wanted to jump into with y'all, but like I say, this ain't gonna be no long show. Y'all know my saying, man. I don't do the blowouts. Ain't too much you could take from a blowout other than utter domination from either side, you know what I'm saying? Either the winning side, losing side, however it go, man. First of all, let's start by giving a round of applause to Rick Carlisle, man. Like I've been telling y'all this whole time, man, it's gonna come down to coaching, and Rick Carlisle has been putting on a master class when it come down to coaching. His in-game adjustments, his before the game adjustments, his halftime adjustments has been nothing short of miraculous. I done told y'all that once, I tell y'all that again. He's been showed that he's a legendary coach when it comes down to these pressure situations. He's done it before. He's been here before. He is a champion. He was the head coach of that 2011 team, that Dallas Mavericks team. So we all know what he's capable of doing, regardless of if he's outnumbered, the underdog, or whatever type of term you want to put on it. But the thing that blew my mind was the fact that Indy started the game 0-8. They started the game 0-8. The only points they had got was some free throws and a bucket from Pascal Siakam that popped off their scoring. You know what I mean? Other than that, they started the game very slow. OKC took a 10-2 lead, and I really thought OKC was going to run away from them boys from that point on. But Indiana had other things in mind, dog, and that just go to show that they got a team full of dogs, and they not out until you knock them out. Point blank period, man. In the process of that, you had a 10-4 free throw discrepancy in the first quarter. I ain't going to lie, the refs was giving them boys any calls they wanted, but at the end of the day, y'all know how it is when it come down to the game of basketball. The aggressor will always win the whistle. That's always been in the game. That's always been a part of the game, and I don't see the game going away from that. You know what I mean? With basketball, whoever is the most aggressive team usually gets the benefit of the whistle. That's just the nature of the beast, man. Shout out, man. Let's give a round of applause and another shout out to TJ McConnell, because even when they was on that 0-8 start, you know what I'm saying, when TJ came in the game, he gave him an instant spark. If this was 2K, he'll have a spark plug badge. You feel me? When he touches the court, he makes sure he provides that energy and that pace that the Pacers like to play with. And for him to be so small, bro, he has no fear in him. It's north to south with him at all times. He's trying to get downhill. He's trying to get to the paint. And if you let him get all the way down there, he like to shoot that little fadeaway midi. You know what I'm saying? On the move, he's money from that. You know what I'm saying? That's his shot. And if he can't get that and he can't get all the way to the rim, he's looking to facilitate, which opens the door for other players, because he's playing at such a high pace that it's hard for you to really have to key in on it. And then the way that OKC is playing them, they letting them play in space one-on-one, because they know what he want to do. They know he want to attack the rack hard and look for the kick out and make plays. But you know what I mean, if you allow him to play in space, he has shown you over the last few games that he can go get a bucket if need be too. So shout out TJ McConnell, man. He has been a big spark plug. He has been a big spark plug for that Indiana Pacers team. And honestly, without him, I don't think they make it to a game 7. And that's just me being honest. You had five turnovers to no turnovers in the first quarter for the Indiana Pacers. They played great defense. Every time SGA tried to make something happen, they swarmed them. Made sure they either stole it, made them turn it over, or he got rid of the ball to somebody that's that's not as lethal as a scorer as he did. You know what I mean? Indiana did their job last night. I don't know if OKC came out real flat on the defensive end. I'm not sure if they thought them boys was just going to roll over and let them win, especially on their home court. But you know what I'm saying? You could tell that on the defensive end, OKC was very flat last night. Chet didn't have a good defensive impact, nor did Hartenstein, nor did Caruso, and nor did Lou Dort, if we being honest. So, you know what I mean? That's what that came down to. You know what I mean? Then, in the second, you had Indy go on a 7-0 run. Then they took that same 7-0 run and turned that into a 14-2 run. You know what I mean? So, Indy was in attack mode all night, as they should been, because they was very much disrespected before the game started. The NBA commissioner, you know what I mean, he has to take blame for that because of the fact that you actually sat there and practiced the trophy giving ceremony for the OKC. You practiced it on these guys' court before the game even started. You practiced the trophy giving away ceremony. That is crazy. That is insane. And that's going to put a chip on anybody's shoulder when you talk about athletics and being true competitors. Them boys, and they played like they really didn't appreciate you doing that. You know what I mean? 30-point lead going into the fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure off that performance alone, they didn't appreciate you doing that. We ain't even got to talk about everything else that happened. You know what I mean? They did not appreciate that. I don't know if I was the OKC head coach or OKC general manager, whoever. No, we not doing that. We not doing that tonight. No, we're not. We can practice that on one of these off days or something, or we can freestyle it when the time comes. But we're not finna practice a trophy giving ceremony before the game starts on these boys' home court. We're not doing that. If I was the head coach, I would have told the commissioner, I know you cut the check, but I promise you, me and my squad are not coming out there to do that. We're not doing that. I need my guys locked in. We're going to sit in this locker room and we're going to get locked in for the mission at hand. The fact that he allowed that just goes to show that he's a coach that has never been here before. Because I'm pretty sure that if the roles was reversed, Rick Carlisle would not have allowed that. No, we're not finna practice a trophy giving ceremony on these boys' home court before the game start. I'm sorry. That's added fuel to the fire, and I ain't trying to add no fuel. I'm trying to put the fire out so we can go home with the trophy. You feel me? Then you had the Indiana bench. They outscored OKC bench 19-3 going in the half. Had 16-2 points off turnovers going in the half. And was 12-2 in turnovers at the half. You feel me? This is the type of game that we witnessed. This is the type of game that we had to see last night. And like I say, it all started with, you know what I mean? And let me give a shout out to Tyrese Halliburton, bro, because that was true gamesmanship. Between him and the head coach of the Indiana Pacers, that was true gamesmanship. Because they sat and they told us and did their best to make us believe that Tyrese possibly would not play last night. Anybody that knows basketball know that boy was playing last night. But I guess not. Because you could tell based off OKC game plan, they wasn't sure if he was playing or not. And that's why they looked so flat on the defensive end, because they didn't think they was gonna have to deal with Tyrese Halliburton. But then that still don't make sense to me, because at the end of the day, you still got to deal with Pascal Siakam, and he's a champion, and he's the leading scorer on that roster. So it still don't make sense to me. But you know what I mean. Then you got Mike Dagnall, the head coach of OKC. He's steady making adjustments to his lineup when he don't need to. I don't know what made him possess you down 22 points going in the half, and you come out after halftime with that small lineup. I would have went to my double big lineup so fast. I'm down 22 points at half. My double big lineup has won me 68 games throughout this regular season. I'm down 22 at half. Boy, I'm going back to my double big lineup so fast. I'm telling you, it wouldn't have been nothing to discuss with me. Yeah, Chet, I know you ain't been having a good game. Hartenstein, you ain't been having too tough of a good game. But guess what? Both of y'all going in there together right now. Yeah, I'm going back to what got me to the NBA Finals. That's bottom line. I'm going back to what got me here. I'm down 22 points in a closeout game to win the championship. Man, listen. But like I say, Dagnall is a rookie head coach. This is his first time being here. And he's here with the youngest team to ever make it this far. They showed their age last night. They showed their maturity. They showed their NBA age and their NBA maturity last night. You put any other team that has been here before in that same situation, and Indiana goes home last night. No ifs, ands, buts about it. They go home last night. But, you know, got a young team. And then Indiana's defense. Indiana's defense was swarming. I thought they was OKC defense, how they was playing last night. You know what I mean? After Jalen Williams gave you 40 the other night, they hold him to only 16 points. They held the MVP, Shai. They held him to 21 points, and he had 8 turnovers on top of only 21 points. You know what I mean? Held Chet to only 4 points on 22% shooting. Did what they were supposed to do, took the whole big three out of the game. Y'all want to beat us, to tell your bench to do it. If your bench beat us, then y'all the better team tonight. But the bench couldn't even do it. Y'all know how I go in the NBA, man. Bench players usually play their best when they're home. So it would have been a tall task to ask that bench to stand up and help them starters for OKC win that game last night. They're in a hostile environment. All of them are young. They've never been in this type of pressure situation before. That's a tall task to ask your bench. You know what I mean? Difference between they bench and Indy bench is Indy was home. Them boys know how to play on their home court. And they go to show because Obi Toppin came off the bench and gave you 20 and was the leading scorer of the Indiana Pacers. Pacers had 6 different players scoring double digits last night. That's hard to beat, man. On top of them suffocating the OKC Thunder on the defense end. That's hard to beat, man. OKC finished the game with 21 total turnovers to Indiana's 10. 10? Come on, man. What we talking about, man? And I thought OKC was going to have enough to be able to close that thing out last night. I did say if it was a close game coming down the stretch, though, Tyrese and them boys probably would have won. But I really felt like OKC had enough to beat them boys last night and close this series out. But, you know what I'm saying, round of applause, because although I did pick OKC at 5, but we got what we wanted. We got the first 7-game series of the finals since 2016, bro. We have not got a 7-game series in the finals since 2016, dog. We got what we asked for. Game 7 Sunday. We gonna see if Shai got doggone make history and be the second guard since Jordan to win a scoring title, a regular season MVP, a Western Conference MVP, a conference MVP, a finals MVP, and a championship. He'll be the second one since Jordan to do it now. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? First one since Jordan. Jordan was the first, so he'll be the second all time. Let me correct that. But, you know what I'm saying? I thought we was going to get to see him, you know what I'm saying, solidify history last night. But I guess we got to wait till Sunday. I ain't mad about it. I was hoping for a 7-game series just because, like I say, we ain't had a 7-game series in the finals since 2016. We got a 7-game series. So I'm excited, you know what I mean? Might not see it on my face, you know what I'm saying? I got some other things, you know what I mean, that ain't fall through for me for this weekend that's kind of bothering me. But I'm here with y'all still. Y'all know the show must go on, man. The bigger the pill. You feel me? The bigger the headache, the bigger the pill. And I'm the pill, so I'm going to fight through this like I always do. But let's get back to the subject at hand, man. 22-point lead at half, down 30 going into the fourth. OKC just ain't had that fight in them last night, period. On neither side of the ball. But it was glaring on the defense side of the ball. Offense side of the ball, you know what I mean? We gonna say what it is, man. The refs kind of held back on the whistle for OKC last night. But like I said before, it's the game of basketball. The whistle always favors the aggressor. Always. Whoever's the most up tempo and aggressive team usually gets the whistle when it comes down to basketball, man. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? You had Indy bench 48 points to OKC bench 37 points. That's where the game was won right there. Because like I say, none of the starters for OKC had it going. None of them. None of them. It didn't matter which one you pointed to. None of them had it going. You know what I mean? So that's just the nature of the beast, man. Pacers scored 48 points out turnovers last night. And had another 48 points in the paint. You know what I mean? That's hard to beat, bro. That's hard to beat. OKC lost the rebound battle last night. It just OKC just didn't look like they was up for this game. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. That's just really what it was. You know what I mean? But that's all I really got for y'all, man. I just wanted to come holler at y'all, man. Let y'all know, man. I'm ready for Game 7. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for Game 7, man. You know what I'm saying? First time we get a Game 7 in the finals since 2016 is crazy. That's diabolical, man. With the amount of talent that been making it to the finals these last few years. Come on, man. That's diabolical. You know what I mean? But, yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all, man. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Like I told y'all, it ain't going to be no long show, and y'all know I don't do the blowouts. But I had to make sure I came and touched bases with y'all, man. Let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Are you not entertained? If you a sports fan, ain't no way you say you not entertained. You know what I mean? This has been a great series. A lot of us didn't see this series going past 6. A lot of us did not see this series going past 6, man. These boys about to be in Game 7. Win or take off. This is going to be a good game Sunday, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in, man. It's going to be a great game Sunday, man. 9 times out of 10, I will be coming straight to y'all after the game, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with me, man. Y'all know what's going on. Announcements, man. I'm still having most popular discussions. Episode 2 will be tomorrow. Be about networking. We gonna do this one about networking. The podcast expo is also tomorrow. I'll be live with y'all tomorrow. We'll be doing a lot of live interviews, and I just got asked to actually be a panelist at this expo. So you know what I mean, Q&As, all that. I'm gonna be doing that. You know what I mean. I'm happy for the opportunity. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm going to keep working, man. And I appreciate y'all being here like I tell y'all all the time, man. I appreciate y'all being here part of this journey, bro. This would not be possible without y'all tuning in and rocking with your boy the way y'all tune in and rock with your boy, man. You know what I mean? And I really do appreciate that, man. Got the podcast expo tomorrow. 9 times out of 10, I'll be back to see y'all Sunday night for the Bigger the Pill podcast. And then next week, we got most popular discussions, episode 3. And that's going to be the South versus the North. You know what I mean? We going to pop our stuff about the Southern hospitality. Y'all know already know me. Country boy to the death of me. 803-291-30. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see if I can put on for us when we do this South versus North, man. I can't let us go out like that. You know what I'm saying? They think Southern hospitality ain't a real thing, but it is. Always has been. You know what I mean? So that's all I got for y'all, man. I appreciate y'all coming through as always. Y'all know I am your host, Curtis McNeil. This is the Bigger the Pill podcast, baby. The bigger the headache, the bigger the pill. And you the pill, baby. That's anything you got going on in your life. Make sure y'all like, comment, and share. That's the only way the channel gonna grow is if y'all grow with me, I grow with y'all. We grow together. To my live audience, I do have stars now. Feel free to send the stars. If not, I appreciate y'all coming anyway. Y'all already know how we rocking, man. I'm up out of here, though, man. Y'all know I don't do the blowouts too tough. We get in, we get out. That's what Indy did last night. Got in and got out. That's what we gonna do today. I appreciate y'all coming through, man, and I'll see y'all again Sunday night. Peace.